Welcome to AkronBuzz, everyone. I'm your host, Sarah, and I get to hang out with Jenny Baird again.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
Good. How are you?
And a while ago, you can go back in the archives. Jenny was on the show talking about music and her music coaching and music teaching that she does, but we are going to go off in a new direction today. She's expanding her business, and she is a life coach now. And her business is called Find Your Voice Coaching. So tell us a little bit about the mission and how you got started with this.
Yeah, absolutely. So Find Your Voice Coaching is all about helping women to find their voice, as the title of the business says.
Absolutely.
And kind of the point of it is to help women communicate more confidently wherever they need to communicate, whether they're speaking publicly, whether they're presenting in a boardroom, whether they're just having struggles communicating their needs in their relationships or saying no, communicating boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's what Find Your Voice Coaching is all about. I got started with it actually as a vocal coach. I had started to do some singing vocal coaching with different women. And I realized very quickly that as we were working on the different trouble spots with their voices, a lot of what we were experiencing, I was finding, was that some of their beliefs was actually what was getting in the way of them hitting the high notes or singing the way they wanted to. And so some women would say, I can't hit that note. I can't be that loud. I'm not allowed to be that loud.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we would say, okay, well, let's dig into that. What's behind that? Why do you think you can't be loud? Another woman said to me, all of my friends say that I'm the quiet one. But I just don't feel like that's true, but I don't know how to show who I really am.
Wow. That's so interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so digging into that and recognizing that all of us have these stories that have been handed down to us, whether of malicious intent or not, right? Somebody said a passing comment and we thought that it was true about us.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So true.
Yeah, so it keeps us from sharing our voice. And so my work as a life coach now, I still specialize in communication and performance, but my work as a life coach now is to help women look at those stories, untangle them, and then be able to start creating new stories about themselves that are true, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can step out in confidence.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love that I always love when someone's story, so this is like your story of coaching others and your own stuff that you went through is now bringing you to this place where you're helping other people and using it for good in the world, right?
Yeah.
So share with me a little bit of some practical ways. Maybe there's someone watching this right now that's like, that's me. I have a story where I believe that I'm too quiet or whatever they're believing about themselves. Give me a couple practical ways that someone could start.
Sure, absolutely. So I think once you have that realization, like, oh my gosh, this is what I believe about myself.
Yeah.
I think what happened to me was when I started the turning point for me was when I was able to identify those thoughts and stop assigning truth to those thoughts.
Yes, okay.
So I was able to look at that thought and go, wait a second, that's just a thought. Somebody said that, but I get to decide if it's true about me or not. And so being able to just, I call it pause.
Yeah.
You just pause and you go, oh, I have options for different thoughts. And so that's, I use a framework called Duet, which I sort of created.
Oh, I love that.
So
that's
it's discover your limitations, untangle the stories that support those limitations, envision who you want to be, and then transform your thoughts to move towards that confident person.
Right.
So the discover the limitations is what we just talked about. It's like, oh, I have this thought, and this is the story that's feeding this thought. So how do I untangle that story? And basically, it's just a great thing to go, I have options. I can have other thoughts.
Yeah.
What would I like to be true about me? Or when I really look inside at who I am, what do I know is true about me?
Yeah.
And to start choosing those thoughts instead.
Right. And why are we maybe reacting in a way that we're reacting? Like, is it something that is unhealthy that maybe we need to change about ourselves and things like that? And I'm sure you work through a lot of those kinds of things in your life coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And so much of it is about kind of having your own back and recognizing, I think a lot of us, especially as women in our culture and in the different arenas that we are in, we are conditioned not to trust ourselves.
Yeah.
And we are, so we don't feel safe to share our voices. And so much of this thought work and this mindset work is recognizing that we can create safety and acceptance for ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what gives us the confidence to step out.
Yeah.
If you can accept yourself, flaws and all, and stop aiming for perfection, then you can recognize I can be confident anywhere that I go, in any stage, in any room, in any relationship.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah. And that it's okay to be who you actually are and not maybe who people have told you who you are.
Right. Exactly. The
Yeah.
real safety, it feels like a risk, but the real safety lies in showing up as who we truly are.
Yeah.
Because then we're not like abandoning ourselves, right?
For
and
sure.
like suppressing who we really are or suppressing the real emotions that we have. But that's a really tough, like tumultuous and curvy journey.
Yes,
you know,
it is.
One of the reasons I got into coaching was because I have a coach.
Yeah.
And I would
and you went through it.
Yeah, I went through it. I would talk to
Yeah.
my coach and I would just be like in tears, you know, and he would just look at me and he would say, I think this is what's happening.
Okay.
Because he had walked the journey as well.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I think can be a stigma around life coaching, like, oh, you need life coaching if you're like, you know, meh. I thought of it that way before.
Yeah, sure.
But then I experienced transformation.
Right.
And I was like, I have to help other people have the transformation that I've had.
I think that's wonderful. And I do think the best teachers are people who have been through it themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then out of that, I love you're building people's confidence. You're helping them learn how to communicate in their everyday life. So just all kinds of wonderful things that can come out of this. So we want to share that you're going to do a mini launch of group coaching coming up soon, which is exciting.
Yep.
You're also doing some giveaways to win free one-on-one coaching sessions.
Absolutely.
And where can people find all that information?
Yes, if they follow me on social media, that's the best place.
Great.
So I'm just at Jenny Baird Music. And then also my website, jennybaird.com. If you go to the Find Your Voice Coaching tab there, you can just sign up for that free coaching spot.
All right.
So
I love that. And let's end with your final tip for someone who needs to just take their first step into believing themselves. What would you say to them?
I think that first step is to tell yourself that it's okay that you're not where you want to be.
Okay.
And giving yourself that permission to be where you are is huge.
Yeah.
And it starts with self-compassion and kind of self-acceptance, letting go of that I have to be perfect or I can't be confident.
Sure.
That's where it started for me. It was just, I'm still afraid. I'm still this person that I wish I wasn't.
Right.
And it's okay.
I love that.
And so I think that would be the very first thing is just give
acceptance.
yourself grace and compassion and acceptance.
I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. This was really great. And people will find you on your social media one more time at Jenny Baird Music or go to jennybaird.com. Yep. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you guys for being here with me today on AkronBuzz. We had a great time. We hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also follow us on Facebook and check out our Roku channel. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.